What's up, guys? Record Easy back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review. And this time we got chapter 293. And before we get into the actual review, there are some things that are going around the community about this chapter that, I just got to address and get it out the way first. So, a lot of people have been, well, I can't even, well, it all started with a certain intellectual from our community. I'm not going to say any names, but if you know, you know. And it's about this whole Mirio getting his quirk back thing with Eri and that whole shebang. And people are kind of complaining because they wanted it to be more drawn out. And I guess they wanted Eri to be more depressed again about her power and all that stuff. But if I'm just gonna be honest with you guys and just give it to you straight, that whole narrative just undermines everything in the culture festival. Like her smiling, her, being free from overhaul. She's happy now. And in the time that she's been off screen, living her life with Aizawa, Nejire, Tamaki, and yes, Mirio himself, we get the flashback to this chapter that Eri has been training to use her quirk, and she's been practicing on lizards and insects. So when the time came for Mirio to ask her, "Hey, do you think you can try using your quirk on me?" She's willing to do it because that's what she's been training for. Mirio and Deku and friends, they taught her how to smile. They broke Overhaul's hold on her in the culture festival, so it wouldn't really. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people just want unnecessary levels of depression sometimes. And I get it. It makes for compelling storytelling at times, but she would literally be going backwards and not forwards for not much reason at all, in my opinion. But in all honesty, I feel like the way Horikoshi did this was great for this arc. And I mean, we're in the middle of a war. It's been 3 years IRL in real life that Mirio has been on sabbatical. So it has been 3 years that Horikoshi hasn't done anything with Mirio. So I feel like Horikoshi by now has earned our trust. So I trust Horikoshi in this decision to bring Mirio back in this arc and in the way that he did. For the simple reason, everybody's always talking about Aries' quirk is plot breaking, and I agree. I 130% agree that she has the potential to be plot breaking, and her quirk can definitely have a negative effect on the story. But, 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 now just hear me out. All I'm gonna say is this, Aries' quirk seemingly, we don't know, well, we kind of know, but her quirk needs stockpile, her horn has to be bigger than what it is right now for her to be able to use it. And she just used it on Mirio to give him his quirk back. That means she can't use it on Aizawa. She can't use it on All Might. She can't use it on Mirako. There's a whole plethora of characters who could use Aries' quirk right now, but she can't. And I feel like that is going to have some ramifications on her and her character later on. Because, yeah, she felt good paying Mirio back, but now Big Brother Deku has 2 broken arms and damn near 2 broken legs. Bakugou might be missing something internally. Well, Bakugo seemed pretty spry in this chapter, but we'll get to that in a second. Endeavor is talking about one of his lungs is shot. So there's a whole lot that Eric could be doing and a whole lot of people she could be helping that are in like dire straits right now that she can't because she elected to pay back that debt to Mirio. With that out of the way, let's hop on to our next topic, Bakugo. Now, Bakugo in this chapter had, his name reveal, which everybody was hyped about. But I feel like the secret sauce of this chapter when it comes to Bakugo is in him talking about his explosions. How they were all condensed, faster, and stronger too, referring to the moment that, he threw himself in between All for One and Deku to save Deku. And Bakugo highlights that he's never felt that sensation, like being on death's door in a total crisis. And I feel like that is so key to point out, take to heart, screenshot, and just chew on that nugget of information right there, because that's essentially Horikoshi being kind of like offhandedly telling us, yo, Bakugo just tapped into some next level shit. Like Bakugo, in that winter internship arc with Shoto, Deku, and Bakugo when they first went to go train with Endeavor, Bakugo was working on condensing those explosions to get faster, to get stronger, to reach that next tier within himself. And I think it is cool that Bakugo is basically like he's kind of out of it to an extent, because like he did sustain major injuries in that brief scuffle with All For One saving Deku and taking that critical hit. But like he sees his guy Best Genius needs backup, and he does what only Bakugo knows how to do, and that is turn up at all costs. And like my guy is like flipping in, doing all these explosions, and then he just kind of hits the ground after he yells to Best Genius what his name was. And if you saw my video about the reveal of Bakugo's name, it's Dynamite. I already said how I feel about his name in that video, so if you want, go check it out. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But I like it, I feel like it's a cool play on words with him and All Might, because All Might is his guy, the guy he looked up to, his favorite hero. But Bakugo, man, I like him a lot now. Like before, I liked him, but now it's like a lot, because like he's starting to like round out himself more. Because before, Bakugo was all about combat, getting the win, chasing the win, trying to be the best. But now it's like, he's out here saving people. We got a little bit of that in the joint training arc where he saved his teammates. Now in this arc, even bigger, where he saved Deku's life at the risk of his own. I really feel like Bakugo's character is becoming so rich, so well developed. And this isn't even the end of the series. I don't feel like we're close. We might be getting like close to halfway, but I don't think this is the end. So I'm excited to see Bakugo grow even more, man. Now we're back into the madness that is the Todoroki family. And I gotta say, guys, like Toya Dabi is so tapped. Like the guy is a psycho at this point. Like we see him and Shoto still mixing it up, still clashing. Endeavor still watching in horror, because like he's watching his two sons basically engaged into a death match right now. And it's just like a lot of shock, a lot of trauma is just like in Endeavor's face, and he's kind of like paralyzed by that right now. But then Toya hops in there with like this hug of death and starts to set himself ablaze, like a smoldering blue inferno of just hugging. But like, no, like seriously, like the dude is like so excited at the prospect of killing Shoto just to get back at his father, that the guy just has the biggest grin ear to ear. And in the chat and in the panel that we get the close up to Dabi's face all on fire with the smile, I feel like Horikoshi's art is just so amazing, and that shot is just so crazy to me, because it's like it captures Toya / Dabi's just descent into madness perfectly. And it's like he's willing to kill Shoto just to get like a high off of the look on Endeavor's face. And Izuku freaking Midoriya, the most splendid hero, hops in, uses Black Whip with his freaking mouth. Like shout out to Sue, Froppy always holding it down for the set. And originally when we got that flashback of everybody being there to like help Deku train, like I was wondering like what the hell is Sue doing there? What did she just come for moral support? And Horikoshi is a monster, bro. Like Black Whip just shooting out of Deku's mouth like that. And Deku is a splendid hero because Dabi points out like, yo, it's rude to hop in other people's family business. And Deku is like, it is my business. One, because Shoto is my freaking bro. And I'm not about to just watch my guy get burnt to a crisp. And he was basically, I'm paraphrasing here, he was like, yeah, Endeavor was an asshole before. And, you know, that's true. The past doesn't die. But we're watching Endeavor closely to see what he does now. He's trying to be better. And, like, Deku hits him with the, guess what? You're not Endeavor. And then Toya misses the point, just laughs it off. Well, that's one way of stating the obvious. But like the look on Endeavor's face when Deku says that, like you can see it resonated with him. It lit that fire back in him, so to speak. No pun intended, because Endeavor showed Todoroki fire quickly. But but that was it's hype to see that because for a multitude of reasons. One, I feel like whenever Mirio gets brought back into the story, there's all the memes that, oh, Mirio should be the one for all user, blah, blah, blah. No. It is moments like this where we get to see, plain as day, picture perfect of why Deku is All Might's successor. Deku is a splendid hero. Like, everybody is ready to turn their back on Endeavor for what he did in the past. And rightfully so. The dude did some pretty egregious things to his own family, and the guy is supposed to be a hero. And Deku, being the great hero that he is in his own right, recognizes that, but he recognizes that Endeavor has been and continues day by day putting the work into atone. He's not looking for forgiveness. He's not looking for acceptance. He's looking to make right on the things that he did wrong in his life to his family. And for Deku to recognize that and to speak that in that moment, I know that touched Endeavor because like two pages later, Machia breaks free, and then we just see Endeavor blast off in like a blaze of glory and punches the living daylights out of Machia. Now, granted, Machia was already about to pass out because of Momo sedative. Shout out to Momo and the gang for putting the team on their back real quick with that play. Clutch. And I just think that it's powerful because like All Might tells us meddling where you don't need to is the essence of being a hero. And time again now we see Deku meddling where he doesn't need to be. Deku could have acted like Mirio in the Overhaul arc and just let Eri go back to Overhaul like nothing happened, because Mirio sure as hell did. But we see time and time again that is not the GOAT. That is not Izuku Midoriya. Deku is a hero who is there for everybody who needs a hero in that moment. And that is what truly separates the splendid heroes from just the great heroes. But this chapter was phenomenal. Chapter 293, a certified banger, in my opinion, that is, because like I said at the beginning of the video, there were a couple people who weren't too fond of this chapter. But as far as I'm concerned, it was another great chapter. This arc is God tier, and I'm excited to see how it concludes at this point, guys. But that's going to do it for me. As always, I've been Reezy. You guys just got wrecked, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.